I think I want to start the conversation this morning by speaking on something that has become, public conversation across Nigeria, and it is the dozens, maybe hundreds, maybe even thousands of people that you might see if you drive across Bodilon this morning in Lagos or anytime today. There's the street in Ikoyi called Bodilon where Mr. President's residence is. If you drive across that street, you will come across a long, extensive line of people not waiting, in line for, job applications, not waiting for their visas to be approved, but waiting at Mr. President's gate for possible handouts that would be given to them. Yes, this is a clip from someone who drove by Bodilon yesterday or a couple of days ago. There's multiple videos of people who have passed it. None of these people here are waiting, in line for a job application or for a job interview. None of these, and that would even be scary, even if that was the case. None of these people here is waiting for any other thing. They're not waiting in line at a supermarket to, do their Christmas shopping. They're not waiting for any other reason that you might see, or maybe at a stadium to get into the stadium to watch their favorite team play. They're waiting at Mr. President's gate for handouts. And you see this video showing both the young, the old, men, women, all, ages and all sexes at Mr. President's gate waiting for handout. This is the very likely current picture that you might see if you pass by Bodilon this morning. Now, it's nothing new, right? This is not new. It is just worrisome because this is the President's gate. And I'm starting because I want to know, I struggle to imagine what Mr. President thinks when he looks outside his window or looks outside his apartment and sees that number of people waiting for handouts. What does that say to Mr. President? What does it represent, in Mr. President's heart? Is it worrisome or is it normal?
Okay, so to literally answer Osaogi Ogboma, yes, the president will feel good. Jagaban Bolu, the great Jagaban will feel good. And it's not just about him. It's about the mentality of most of us. In our society, big people enjoy the honor of being begged for alms. It's like that in our society. And unfortunately, it's really devastating because, and then we are not getting a redemption soon. So for someone like Jagaban, go read the comment section. It is a hype to say people trust him enough. I worked and I did a school program. I did a program. I studied at the Film and Broadcast Academy at some point in my life in Uzoro, Delta State, Nigeria. And then while I was there, my hostel was next to the building of Leo Ogo, I think Chief Leo Ogo. Chief Leo Ogo at that time was the House of Rep member representing the Isoko North and South constituency in the Federal House of Representatives. I could remember every single time that man would travel down from Abuja. Leo at that time was serving, because he's been there since 1999, I was told. And then at this time he was serving either his fourth or fifth term, so to speak, at that time. There will be a long queue of people by his gate before he wakes up in the morning and he has to handle. And then I was told at that time the highest he would give to anybody would be 20,000 naira. So I asked my friend, what would be the work of the House of Rep member in actually helping? Why? And then there was so much vast land in Isoko, right? And I said, why is farming not something that this man could do? Because these people love to farm, at least even though they are old, some of them are strong, right? I know that there is a bit of laziness from some men from that particular, no shade met, right? But why? That's why I began to ask questions. It is in Nigeria, for example, where a pastor, a man of God, prides in giving alms to his members instead of actually empowering them enough to be able to succeed and become successful. So a pastor was talking to another friend who was drove into his church and he was talking to us. and they were having some conversation. Okay, I didn't know him, so my friend knew him. And then the next thing I hear the pastor say, like this one now we just see and said, because he's been with me for 11 years. I looked at him, 11 years. The other one, I think we met a very big pastor in Nigeria, in Benin City, who said his head of media has been with him for 18 years. 18 years. And then we are going to submit a proposal for revitalization of his social media. Maxwell Omo Osagi, Mofin, would remember this particular story. And then he told the guy, said, this is what I've been seeking for when we submitted our proposal. So what we're seeking for, if you can do it, I will increase your salary. This man is not young, old. I'm not trying to shade anybody. I'm just saying that is a mentality that is society, and it's not just pastors, imams, alhajis, everybody. Nobody is seeking empowerment. Everybody is seeking alms giving. They want it. It massages our ego. It robs off of the bigmality. For us to people queue around us to beg for alms. This young guy, Home of Laughter, the one you call Pluto Presido, Funny P. I think when I resigned from my former job and I joined him, and then we're training content creators. He had a lot. I think at that time, he had the biggest empire, biggest crew for content creators that were in training, and then we're shooting skits. So at the end of the month, he used to give support to everybody, transport fare, 20K, 25K, 30K, some persons as much as 50, depending on how long you've been, some 80, I was told. And one day he reacted, and in a WhatsApp group, he's done. He sent voice note. He's done sharing these arms, and we are not supposed to be here to be collecting from him. Everybody should go and face their project. Everybody should go and focus on their work. Go and grow your page. All of you have got individual abilities. Okay, I even have a second page that if you have content, just so you can have financial support, so that you are growing your page. Send me your content. I'll be posting on this other page of mine. So and all that. That particular day, that what he did that day is what has led us here now. So you are watching this video, you are watching me, because that guy felt he was done with offering transport fare and support to everybody, and said all of you should go and hustle. I've created this page years before. I think this page was created in 2013. I used to post once. I used to do a bit of motivation, and then, but that day, it was okay. But I've even made a few videos then, but it was more like nothing. When it was done that day, I told myself that was the motivation I wanted. That was all. I never looked back. In fact, the offer of him putting his page available for us to be posting so that we can be putting there, I didn't take it. I said, let me go hungry. Let me focus on building this page. And I did build this page without a single promotion. I did not promote a single video. No single influencer on planet Earth got a dime. I didn't beg anybody to say, please post for me, support me, comment on my post. I just took it up. Whether it was one person watching, it was 2 likes I got, and today we are here. Why am I saying this? We need to walk away from this mentality. Unfortunately, I don't want to shade the president. I want us to remember. And this is the strategy that these guys use. Whether it is leaders or business people or pastors or politicians, they all use this strategy. Weaponize poverty to get loyalty. Poverty is a weapon to get loyalty and commitment. If Tinubu works on ensuring that these people around him are empowered truly, it doesn't take Bola Ahmed Tinubu $1 billion. It will not take $1 billion for him to have all these people truly empowered. Whether they're going to have a large hectare of land made available for farming for them to go into, for example, whether they are going to have businesses open, that are going to put them on a scheme for mental development, whatever it is, as long as you don't need to line or queue around you, queue year every year, whenever he's around to his country home, you don't need to queue here. If they do that, this thing, the glory of seeing that is a good man. I don't know why people pride in being good, and that's why if you go to Benin, where I come from, the road is bad. Terrible, and is waterlogged. They go and paint the house white because there is a competitive spirit. A man sold his Toyota Corolla and went to buy a car that we call Jeep. That was rickety, because the idea is to have a higher car that is higher than lower cars. It massages our ego, and it's a society thing. It's not about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but unfortunately, as president, I'm not sure there's any country in the world where the followers of the president, the supporters of the president, will be praising the president for people queuing in front of his house to get arms. Only Nigeria. And I'll end with this. When we are ready for this country, as much as the very many qualities we need to be looking out for the next level of next leader, next set of leaders we have, one of them will be shame. One of the qualities, somebody that has shame. For the current crop of people we have, they don't have shame. Because if I have shame, if I was Bola Tinubu, this will beat me. I will look for anything by thing to ensure that this stop. This is an embarrassment. To say as president, my people are so poor that they have to queue in their thousands. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. And that's the mentality that we all carry around. The big man is the one that people beg. No empowerment. Whether it is politician, is pastor, is a man, is a large, it's a business, it's a young person just growing. Some of you have not, your family members are suffering. You allow them to beg. You are not thinking. I know people can be very ridiculous sometimes, but do you even have the plan for it? I beg it. Merry Christmas, my brothers and sisters. I actually thought that would not be very hard, but that's why I'm sharing lessons from all these videos, because let's begin to plan for it. 2025 is coming. Let's focus.